I'm going to turn now to travel, something a lot more of you are doing these days, flying in particular. Earlier this month, the TSA reported it screened an average of more than 1 million passengers a day since March 11th. So how are the airlines adapting to this pent-up demand? With us now, back with us, I should say, the CEO of Delta Airlines, Ed Bastian. Ed, good to have you back here on the show. And you were here last November telling us that Delta was extending that middle seat block. And you said you'd check in with us again at the end of March to see if this was going to change. So it's the end of March. What are we going to do with that middle seat block?
Well, good to be with you, TJ, especially here from the Atlanta airport. And as you can see, there's a lot of people and a lot of activity going on as travel is starting to return. You know, we've said throughout the process throughout the pandemic, that the most important objective we had was to reinstill confidence in air travel back in our customers. And all signs are demand is surging domestically. People are booking and making their spring and summer travel plans. We're doing it safely. We're doing with all the standard safety protocols with masks, filtration systems, our care standard at the highest levels of clean ever. And we've been blocking the middle seats and we'll continue to block them through the end of April. But as customers now we're seeing the demand come back, coupled with vaccination rates starting to really soar in our country. We surveyed our customers. The majority of our customers say they expect they will be vaccinated by the start of May, and 75% of our customers expect they'll be vaccinated by Memorial Day. So with all the demand we're seeing for our product, we felt it was the right time to start to open up the middle seats and give more people the opportunity to fly in Delta.
So middle seats open at the end of April, and we talk about vaccinations here. Are you all looking at, or do you already know, are you going to start requiring vaccination cards or confirmation that people have been vaccinated before they can fly with you?
Not domestically. There's been a discussion with the administration around testing or potential vaccination records for U.S. travel. I don't think that's going to be necessary. We'll still need to consider that for international travel. It's not clear. We'll talk to the authorities around that, but not for domestic travel. We're carrying over 1 million people a day as an industry very, very safely.
Some people are out there with a campaign, and have been in the recent week, to boycott your airline. Boycott Delta is what they were saying, and that's because they didn't think, or at least came across to them in an initial statement you all made about the Georgia voting law that just passed. It sounded as if you were supporting that law by saying it was better than the original, but it's still, you didn't come out necessarily against it. I have a statement here in my hand now that you all have put out this morning that says you need to make it crystal clear that the final bill is unacceptable to you, and that Delta has joined other major corporations to work closely with elected officials from both parties, and you now find the final bill unacceptable. I guess, look, President Biden has called this bill Jim Crow of the 21st century. Critics are suing. Organizations are saying that it suppresses the black vote. So it's unacceptable to you now. What changed?
Well, we've been working with the legislature here in the state capitol for the last couple of weeks, and it's been very frustrating. The early versions of the proposed bill had some really toxic and very suppressive elements to it. The final bill still is not acceptable, as I mentioned in my note this morning, but we are going to continue to work to make change happen, not just here in Georgia, but throughout the U.S., joining arms with many in corporate America, because our black community's voices need to be heard on this topic. Voting is sacrosanct. It's a sacred right. It's fundamental, and we need to make certain that it's not just protected, that it's easily facilitated, and that's our goal here.
Ed, specifically, what do you find about the final bill now that's unacceptable that you didn't in the original statement that you made a week ago?
Well, a week ago, we were working on it. So we never made a statement that we were in support of the bill, that we were working on the bill and making changes as we are going through it. We've had concern throughout the process. And once we've had a chance now in the last couple of days to fully comprehend, to talk to all people involved, a lot of leaders in the African American community, as well as our own employees, it's really clear to us that this is going to have a significant impact on their perception of their ability to gain access to the polls, and we don't support that.
And I want to just give you an opportunity here when people read that after having time to fully understand all that's in the bill, coupled with discussions with leaders and employees in the black community, it's evident now that the bill includes provisions that will make it harder for many to vote. Many people are going to hear that and say you just are reacting now to the criticism and the threats of boycott.
No, it really isn't at all, TJ. This is something that we've been working on. I had released a video to our team yesterday expressing my concerns, and we needed to be, I think, a little more clear publicly as to what those concerns were.
Ed, there's a lot going on in the skies and on the ground that you are dealing with, of course, we know. We thank you, as always, for the time and the announcement now that in April, end of April, you're going to start opening up those middle seats, adding routes, and people are going to get back in the skies. And also, a lot of discussion still will continue about Delta and that Georgia law down there. But we appreciate you always for being here, and you certainly will be invited back.
Thank you, TJ. Good to be with you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.